What's up, guys? This is Cass.
And I'm Mel.
And we're the Day Night Duo.
Thanks for checking out our previous video on our first impressions of Overwatch 2. And if you haven't watched that video yet, check it out over here. In this video, we're going to be breaking down what we liked about the beta and what we didn't like.
So without further ado, let's jump into it. That I like in Overwatch 2 is that the skins do carry over, and they're not all of them, but I'm pretty sure that's because it's the beta. But that's pretty dope that we get our skins. I really do enjoy the new push game. I haven't played it a lot because it's really hard to get into that because everything's all random, but I feel the more you play it and the more you get used to those new maps, the better the games will go. So that gives me some hope for Overwatch 2.
So for things that I like, I do feel like all the overall reworks have added a better, more intense, a more competitive feeling quality to the game. I do feel like the game feels more balanced. I do feel like I win just as much as I lose, especially if I'm doing the right things, but I feel like the game needs to be played that certain way. So I do like it. I do feel like it enhances that get good mentality. And that Bastion rework, to be honest, I played him, doesn't feel as toxic. I do die. I died a lot. I don't like that whole entire mortar mode just because the first time I did it, this happened. Oh, wait. I got the recon mode, guys. I got the recon mode.
Do it.
Oh no, I'm visible. I don't know how to use it. What is going on? This looks weird. But I do think conceptually that it worked. And most of the things that Cass said, I agree with. I think comms are super important, and I think a full stack is super important. So now that we talked about the things that we like, let's talk about the things that we don't like.
So far, the queues seem really long. I'm pretty sure, I'm assuming it's because it's a beta. Not a lot of people have it, and everybody's just trying to play it before it closes. But queue times, especially for tank, are way too long. When we hopped in, just specifically picking the tank role was like 9 minutes, which is wild to me because even for DPS in Overwatch 1, wait times were never that long. I do not like the fact that there is one tank now. It puts a lot of pressure on that role and people playing that role. That's me. Because now you have to just be able to push and do all of that type of stuff that you were doing in the first game, but alone. So it's been rough. I've been learning new champs. It's just been a rough ride so far.
All right, so my first complaint, or the first thing I don't like, is super like not important, but I feel like it's weird to hear they have control of the robot. I don't know why, but hearing that voice line is like they have the robot. Sounds weird to me. There could have been a more creative name for whatever that robot was.
That is true, actually.
And I don't know why. I just feel like they couldn't figure it out. I was like, why is there a robot here pushing this thing? Like, maybe that's a part of the narrative that I don't know yet, but I think it's just weird to say that they have control of the robot. Every time I hear that voice line, I go, oh yeah, we're pushing a robot. This is push mode. I don't know. It was weird to me. That was like, it stuck out weird. So here's the thing. I feel like the only way they're encouraging people to play certain roles other than DPS is to just say that you're gonna wait less. And just doing that, I don't think is gonna make someone play support. I think you should make more supports. I think you should rework some supports. I think that some supports could do more damage if you're trying to get people from the DPS side over to play support. I know that that isn't the support's role, but it as someone who likes playing support and likes contributing to the overall body and success of the team rather than just trying to carry, I don't think that playing support is encouraged. I just don't think it's encouraged. I don't think there's incentive from playing support. Maybe if you really want to incentivize people playing support, maybe just give them like way more loot or something, but it just doesn't feel like people want to play support. Like even when Cassie first started playing Overwatch 1, she was like, support's not for me. I'm not gonna play support. And there's something in that psychology that I feel like if that exists in someone who doesn't really play video games, and a lot of people who come from Call of Duty like play for that MVP, play for that top ranked spot, and play for like the most popular games have that style of playing, and the support doesn't get rewarded a lot, there has to be a better way to incentivize that role being played, because I think it's the most important role in the game. And another thing to add on to that, now because we've cut the amount of people who can play tank in half in a game, tanks have to wait twice as long, and that's kind of lame. because I feel like the only class that people wanted to play in Overwatch 1 was DPS. And I feel like now it's a super long wait to play tank, which is a huge bummer because tank sets the pace of the game. And two, I think it's pretty lame that they've done nothing to hype up supports. So like everybody's still gonna just want to play DPS and do the same thing that it was in Overwatch 1. And I don't feel like that solves a lot of the problems that were in Overwatch 1. And the queue time seems long. Like it's either we instantly get in if we have a queue of 4 or more, or we just wait for like the length of 2 games to lose in 1. I get it, we're not that great, but it's hard to get our time into the game unless you're either probably solo queue or full squad or squad of 4. 4 has been a very, very solidly balanced wait time. All right, so now that we've talked about the things we don't like, let's talk about the things that we hope to see changed.
More love to the supports. Something that makes them on par or on the same level as DPS, maybe a little bit lower, to be able to handle themselves on the one-on-one situation when the tank and the team is not around. I cannot wait to see the final look of the scoreboard and if there are any of play of the game reworks or anything to make the game a little bit more exciting for winning at the end or getting that play of the game stuff at the end, because we don't see the final scoreboard in this.
Oh yeah, we don't.
It always just goes straight into things. So I'm like, what? I mean, it's dope that we do get to see when you're pressing tab, the other person's
micrometrics.
Yeah, all the micrometrics, even on the other team, which is wild. That wasn't in ODubs 1. So that's pretty cool.
That's good. Do you think that's important?
I mean,
do you want the other person to see that you're doing a good job of healing?
I mean, yeah, if I'm playing healing, but if I'm doing shit, goddamn, I'm doing shit, and they'll probably call me out, you know?
No, but do you want the other team to know that you're healing well?
Ah, that's true.
Do you want the other team to know, like, oh, that's the main healer?
Maybe that's why I've been targeting. When I play with you, I get targeted a lot more. I'm like, why?
Oh, that's the person who's actually doing the heals. Let me kill that person.
Dang, I didn't notice that. Because then, like, it wouldn't be like that, and all of a sudden, I'd be getting, like, dogged on.
Like, oh, that person's doing the MVP. Let me kill that person.
Or like, yeah, or whoever they could. That might be able to target out like the weakest too. I don't know. That is an interesting topic.
So you can, like, because of how the scoreboard is, you can actually choose to harass them.
Yeah, that's what I felt like in that last game today. Oof. But I feel like we all were getting dogged on.
No, but it is true. Like, I'm not saying that like people are gonna like find that on the opposing
but
team.
It's something to think about.
Like, hey, watch out for that. Like X, Y, and Z. They're doing the
I think that's the main healer. I think that's the main DPS. I think that, you know.
Yeah.
The tank's not doing so hot. Target them. Something like that. That is something to take note of.
Before, right?
Yeah. No, we never saw the other team's stats. So.
That's interesting.
That is.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yep, me either, actually, with that. So.
I think in the competitive play, that shouldn't be there.
Yeah. How about you? What do you want to see?
Okay, so in League of Legends, there's this thing called the draft pick system where each person can take a turn depending on the role and pick and ban certain heroes or champions, at least in League of Legends. And then you can just go through the order. And I think it was like tanks, mid lane, bot lane, and support in that order. Mm-hmm. And then you could ban whoever you wanted, and then you could pick whoever you wanted.
So if somebody picked, let's say, Bastion on the team, and the other opposing team wanted to choose a Bastion, they could not if your team got to pick first in that order.
Yeah, and it would be cool to get locked into that.
Yeah, instead of... Go ahead.
Oh, that way counterplays wouldn't be like just a thing.
Yeah. Midway through the game, you know.
And I think that would force a different play style, and I think that would make things a little bit more interesting, a little bit more difficult. I know that if like a team synergizes against a certain team, and then that build happens, I know it's possible. But like, say if I'm going for like a build that's like Baptiste with Mercy and Reinhardt and two other DPSs, and then there was a counterplay for that, I would know to probably ban Bastion so he would stop the Reinhardt, to stop shredding Reinhardt's shield or something like that. You could pick and strategically play the game, and then other people would have to like counterplay around that. And I think that would make a nice element before you jump into the game and actually experience the game. That way there's like actual plays happening.
Yeah. But with that means there needs to be a lot more heroes coming through. They only got 34? The correct number down there. That's so little. That's not even enough. And majority of it is DPS. So like, what are you supposed to do in that, you know? Like, you can only ban so much, so the pick would be only like 4 tanks, to be honest, like left to pick or something, you know?
Yeah, I'd really like to see like more equality amongst the other classes. So like, I'm not talking about like power levels, I'm talking about just the amount of choices and the amount of options and amount of play styles, because I feel like everything is just like forcing you to stay by your teammate or to stay in a certain position. Like, there can be other play styles to support your team. There can be other ways. There could be more heroes that do buffs. There could be more heroes that do stuns as support. And I feel like that would break up the pacing of the game, that would interrupt the game, and maybe they wouldn't heal as much, but they would like freeze everybody on the team like every other time on a crazy cooldown or something like that.
Yeah.
And that would alter the gameplay mechanic, and it wouldn't be directly doing DPS. Imagine if you were a DPS and you were stuck with the support and you had the ability to freeze a character if you could, just the way that Mei could.
Mei can't do it in Overwatch 2 anymore, by the way.
But if you could do something like that stuns, or you could lay a trap like Junkrat and then just dip as a support, that gives you the ability to survive a map, and you don't have to be a damage character. But you see that in other games. Like, I've played that in other games where I've played support and just stunned someone and then left and then survived many times, and that made the game fun because that made it exciting. That made me feel rewarded to outplay somebody without killing them.
Yeah. Some people use the S more than the W.
I'm personally excited to see what the overall Overwatch 2 is going to be. I think it's a little strange, maybe because I feel like this experience is going to be the bulk of the game, and I know that it's available for Overwatch 1 players as well, right? Like, when it's going to be fully rolled
That's
out.
what has been said, but I'm not sure. Everything's just circulating. The game doesn't come out for a whole year, if that. Who knows? But there could be a lot of changes in between, and what we say now and what we want now to what actually happens in the future.
I really do hope the campaign, the PvE, are really well flushed out, because I just personally don't know if I can say that Overwatch 2, like in its current state, I know this is just a beta, but if you just release this right now and just call it like the new title, and then like kind of did like what Super Smash Brothers does for like a campaign, pretty boring, pretty lame to me. That's just my 2 cents. I know I might come under fire here. Thumbs down the videos. Smash that ban button. Report me.
Thumbs up for me.
Report me if you hate me. And I'll see you when I'm canceled.
God. That's just one half a DayNightDuo, by the way. Remember, this is Cass. That's Mel.
What I think they could do, I'm not a business person in the gaming industry at all, but I really feel like they should just like rehash this game every year, amp it up every season, create some incentive for the competitive play, add new maps every other quarter, drop 3 heroes a year, and Overwatch 2020, 2023, 2024, and every year just keep upgrading it, and then it'd be a cool new experience. And then we just rework and rehash people, delete some people that aren't popular, and then just that can be how you refresh the game, because that's what they do in League of Legends, Valorant, and tons of other games that I feel like probably make a lot more money than Overwatch. Just saying. So yeah, in conclusion, I'd still have fun playing Overwatch 1 and 2. I think Overwatch 2 was a great experience with my friends. I think I need to play it more to get good at it. But I feel like if I go back to Overwatch 1, I'm going to suck at it. And once this beta closes, I'm going to get slapped around again, because I'm like, what are these 2 tanks doing here? I'm really hopeful. I just feel like there's a lot of things I could have done better. I'm not a game developer. I just play games, so I'm not an expert. What do you think, Cass?
For what the game is, PvP, losing a tank sucks. That's what it is. But if that's what's gonna happen, that's what's gonna happen. If their main focus is PvE, then I'm more excited about that. Sometimes playing against people do suck, and playing with people suck, so I'm ready to play against nothing. NPCs, something like that, you know.
Maybe there's a sick campaign. If there's no co-op campaign, we will revolt.
I won't. I'll play it by myself. For what the game is, I really do not mind it. I my expectations were that we've lost the tank, you know, the basic thing. We're going to be playing the same kind of format styles besides push, but you know, it is a little bit harder. It's harder for people that did main specific roles, and I do hope to see more love for the supports, more love for the tanks, and I'm excited to see some nerfs happening in the future because some of those characters be too OP right now. Too OP, you know? Get stuck into the, what is it, spawn zone? That's rough. See? But other than that, I can't wait to see when the new game comes out to see if it is worth it, but we'll have to wait a year or two. Well, so there you have it. Our Overwatch overview of Overwatch 2.
Beta.
Beta.
If you enjoyed the content, hit that thumbs up button. Smash the sub button if you haven't already. Ring that bell if you don't think that we should be canceled. And hit that comment sections and let us know what you thought about the Overwatch 2 beta if you got to play it. Or if you saw any other videos about Overwatch 2, let us know what you thought. And let us know if we missed anything. Again, I'm Mel.
And I'm Cass.
And we're the DayNightDuo. And we'll catch you
on the next one. Laters. Just kidding. Can't use that.